Brisbane Heat now, though.
Exactly. Alumni.
Well,
Yeah,
you can ask your
alumni.
question while they're setting up.
Actually, all I wanted to ask you is there anything in life that really tries your patience, or are you able to keep your patience in anything the same way that you were able to do out there?
Just my wife. No, look, one of the three big things, and I guess just growing up in an Islamic family and being Muslim, patience is a big part of it. It's a big part of my life. I've talked about, gratitude a lot. It's a big part. Being mindful and mindfulness is a massive part. But that patience is as big a part any, because life's full of up and downs, and sometimes, the ups are great, but you don't really understand the downs. And I just try to, for me, just be patient and to know that at some point there'll be another up. So whether that's cricket or life or anything in general, that's a big part of it. And then on the field, I just like to bat. So I guess, that's where the patience comes from me. I just love batting.
Thank you.
No worries.
You've had some pretty special matches over the last 18 months. Where does this one sit?
It's right up there. SCG was special. It's unexpected. I never, my career was over in my head. I've said it a million times, but it was hard to beat that in an individual point of view. But from a team point of view and wins, this is by far my favourite match ever in my life. I've grown up watching highlights of the Ashes, watching Beefy smack him around and take wickets. What Freddie did sticks out in my head, 2005. Those sorts of things, those sorts of highlights that you keep seeing on TV. I mean, as much as I hate it, Stokesy's Headingley innings was unbelievable. I respect what he did in that game. I don't think we'll see anything like that for a long time. And then when this game, the way it ebbed and flowed, the way they came out, the way we counter-attacked, looked like we'd lost the game probably with an hour to go. And to come back and win, by far my favourite game, I think, of all time, yeah.
How big is it to win a close game? There's been a bit made in the last couple of days. People talk about Australia haven't won a close game for a long time now. Just mentally, how big is it for Australia to win a close game?
I'm always big on the first game of the Ashes. I think if you win the first game of the Ashes, you set yourself up to win the series. There's no guarantees. We're in England. They're a good side. But that first game's always big. Even last time we won first game here at EDGBASTON, and that was big for us. We probably should have won that series, but Stokesy denied us. But we still obviously retained that series based on that first game. Ashes test matches are as tough as it gets. So first game is huge. I think that's the important one. And yeah, we haven't won a close game for a while, especially in Ashes. It seems like we always just miss out. So it was nice to get one that we actually did win. And I'll enjoy seeing the highlights of that in the future, because I've seen a lot of losses for Australia.
Help the sort of approach that they take home to suit you a bit, like you can problem solve, there's sort of new challenges, there's skills differently set, and you can go along at your own pace, and it's a little bit
No, honestly, it can be quite tough work when they're going out and scoring runs at that click, and it's so unnatural in Test cricket, something that none of us have really faced before. I'm genuine as a person on the field. Sometimes even I love it. I think it's kind of entertaining. You see Joe Root come out and try to reverse lap one. First ball of Day 4. I mean, 20 years ago he would have been dropped just for playing that shot. Like seriously, he would have been dropped. And yeah, when you see that, you laugh, but it's like, wow, this is. And then he actually hits one, and he hits another one, and he's like, that's pretty cool. So I respect, how they're playing their cricket right now, and the proof's in the pudding. They've won a lot of cricket based on the way they're playing, but at the same time, we've got two very good teams, and Test match cricket isn't about how you win; it's about winning or losing. That's all it comes down to in the end. There's no pictures in the scorebook, but going back to your question, when a team's flying, going 6 runs and over, it can be quite tough. You need to hold your nerve. Luckily, we have some really good bowlers and some older heads in the team that can hopefully hold their nerves better than I guess, some other younger cricketers that they may have come across in the past.
Was what happened with Ollie Robinson both the other day and today, and how did you view those incidents?
The other day, the crowd was so loud, I had no idea. So, I mean, I just, I got out and like, all I could hear was the Palmy Army or whatever that stand is called. And they go, oh, sorry, they're going crazy over that. So that's all I saw. So, yeah, I didn't actually hear anything that day. Today there was nothing much in it, just a bit of friendly banter. It's I think this game was played in pretty good spirits for most of it, and I think going for the last 4 games, obviously that's a big important thing for us as an Australian side. It's not just about how we win anymore. Sorry, it's not just about winning; it's about how we win, which has changed a lot from past years I played cricket. So I think the game's still played in pretty good spirits, and we're going to do our best to play it in the best spirit we can.
Because the ump had a chat to Robinson after Jimmy dragged him away from you, and then Robinson came over and patted you on the back and said something. Was he apologising or inviting you out for a drink? Or?
No, wasn't much in it, boys. There's no point in me talking about it.
Just what on the concentration was just you've had a few innings, a few games now, really long periods across the test. What is it about you that made you come back for a really long period of time?
I guess as a youngster, I had to bat a long time to score runs. I was little. I didn't have too many shots, so I learned how to bat a long time from a young age. And so I guess it doesn't always work out like that, but I mean I have it in me. I think majority of the guys up there have it in them. It's just whose turn it is and who's having a good game. Sometimes it just flows. But yeah, look, today was tough because I just wanted to take it deep. But, little Lizzie inside of me kept going, oh, you can expand now. You can get into second, third gear now. But I was like, no, take it deep. Just take it deep as far deep as you can, because I knew if we could get into that last hour and we had less than 100 runs, we could get it. But if we lost too many wickets early, that was game over for us. I just knew it. And so I actually wanted to go a lot harder than I did. Probably in the last hour and a half I was batting there, I really wanted to start playing more shots, but I just kept fighting myself. I was like, look, just build partnerships with your teammates. Just build partnerships. So, yeah, it was. I guess I did bat a long time today, and I've done that before. But yeah, I'm like any batsman. I like to score runs too. So, yeah, today was a bit of a tussle, a bit of a mind tussle for me. I think they're watching highlights by the look of it. No, I don't. No, I'm sure. Yeah, there was a few sledges here and there, but that's not going to change me from my game plan. What I think I need to do for the team. If it was purely individual, I would have gone a lot harder early. There was opportunities. Mid-off was up against the spin. I felt like I could have gone over the top. I could have played reverse sweeps. Could have played sweeps. I've got a lot of options under my belt. Pace bowlers, I could have played more slashing shots, more cut shots if I wanted to, but I just thought it's not worth it. I genuinely thought that the only way we were going to win this game was in the last hour, and I needed to go as deep as I can because I didn't want to get out too early and then put pressure on the other guys coming in. So I was like, just do what you need to do for the team. That's all it was.
Well, you admired those moments very well. You've got a lot of cricket. How do you think he'll respond to Stuart into us in this test? Is he a quick problem solver that comes over that quick? Or?
I genuinely just expect him to score 100 next game. If we had our potentially our 2 best batsmen not score runs this game, it's very unlucky. It doesn't happen very often. In my opinion, the greatest batsman of my era, Stephen Smith, in Test cricket, it's not very often he misses out twice. And then third time, we still got 4 Ashes Test match, so it might be a good thing for us. We've still got some runs in the bank.
It was just one on the overall. So this environment that you come into in the team when you came back, played that Test match in Sydney, winning in Pakistan, winning a close Test match, like how much of doing those things that haven't been done in Australian cricket very often is down to the sort of environment you see around you in the team, not really tactically, but just
I mean, there's 2 things probably to it. One, we have a very good, very experienced team, so you can't take credit away from, our bowling attack is very experienced, our batting attack is very experienced. We've had a team together for about a year and a half, 2 years now, which is gelled together, an experienced team. So that's one part of it. the second part, 100%. I mean, it's hard to quantify, and it's hard to quantify it, but I think everything around that's been done with the team, with Pat and Andrew McDonald, in terms of just cutting out the fluff, cutting out the box ticking stuff, just really stripping down the game to its bare, nakedness and saying what is important, what do we think is important, how are we going to do it. Like, people joke about it all the time, and I joked about it when we played that Metabad game, but even warm-ups every morning, they're optional now. They do what you need to do to warm up. And I think that kind of stuff empowers players. It's empowered us. We take onus on ourselves. You guys want to train today? Like, who wants to train today? Okay, you don't want to train today? Fine. So at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own performance, because that in itself impacts the team. So if you're letting the team down anyway, that's on you. But we're all professionals and we're adults here. And I think it's the first time for a long time we're actually really getting treated like adults. And I think that has a big difference.
Looking at averages, you're now ranked the most successful opener there's ever been in Test cricket. What does that mean to you?
Yes, sir. I should retire, right? No, it means nothing to me, because I know how quickly that can change. At the end of the day, I'm not going to finish my career and people be like, oh yeah, like, it's awesome at the time. I think people love talking about, averages and what's going on at the time, but once you finish playing cricket, they're on to the next best thing. And I understand that and I respect that. So I'm just enjoying the game while I can. I'm enjoying the journey. Wherever I end up, whatever happens by the end of my career, I'll definitely be grateful that I had a career for Australia. That's all that matters to me.
Got a message from Nigel Farage?
No.
So, can I just quickly, if you were a captain and you're 8 for 400 and flying, would you declare half an hour on the first day?
I wouldn't, but I'm conservative by nature, so I'd probably be like, let's just get a few more runs. But I mean, it's worked for them in the past. They've declared and got a few cheeky wickets at night, at the back end of the game. So there's no one way to skin a cat. I would never go out there and think that I know all of it. Things work out a certain way. We all have choices to make, and that was his choice to make. And I actually think they probably could have scored another 50 runs in their innings, but I don't believe in sliding doors. So maybe if they did, we might have got more runs in the first innings. It might have been a different game. So.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys. Cheers, thank you.